my goodness, and welcome to another episode of the Creative Cast with me, Kevin Creative. Yeah, this is episode 4, I believe, of the Creative Cast. I haven't really been keeping track, but I believe this is the 4th one. And yeah, we're back again for another good old time. So settle in, let's just all relax and enjoy this freaking hot summer day. 4th of July just passed, hooray! We made it to another America. I wonder how long America's got left in terms of just existing as, top dog. You know how it is, America's number one, So when is that gonna end? Because are we really gonna sit here and act like it's forever? Like there hasn't been a few other, dynasties and rulings over the years where there have been people in charge of pretty much the whole world and it just doesn't work out? They always come to an end, right? Atlantis, the lost city of Atlantis, the true world that existed, that crumbled to the ocean and no longer exists. That could be America. Didn't that actually happen in Futurama? Wasn't it like Alabama or something, like fell to the bottom of the ocean? That's where they went? Something like that. Once again, Matt Groger? Matthew Groger? He's done it again. He's predicted the future. Oh my goodness, so it's Friday. Whew, this week was exhausting. It was nice to have a little day off in the middle with 4th of July. Gave me time to catch up on a bunch of work. Got a lot going on with my model kit. Very excited with that. I'm working on the Master Grade Zeta 2.0. And I don't know if I'm going to get the Verka. Really don't know. At this point, I'm saying no. I don't think it's happening because I just don't feel the need to have something better just for the sake of being better at this point. I feel like the 2.0 is good enough, and I'm very happy with it. I think I've said this before, but it's good enough for me, and I'm very happy with it. And with the paint job I'm doing on it, it's going to look amazing, so I don't know. I feel like if I did the same paint job on the Verka, I would get the same sense of enjoyment out of it. So why bother? Reason B that I don't need the Verka version is I already have 2 of these. So why get a 3rd Zeta? I've already got 2. I just don't want to transform the Zeta over and over and mess up the paint job. I really like the Wave Rider mode for this one. This is one of those mobile suits where both modes I think are really cool. So I'm doing this one up as the mobile suit. And then I've got another one in my backlog that I have ready to go. One day that will be the Wave Rider form. And then there you go. I'll be happy about that. I think it'll be nice to see them side by side eventually. Maybe one day I could part with one and then get a standard Zeta. Get a Zeta Verka. Because the thing is, the 2.0 comes with the super mega hyper awesome beam launcher. So the big blue long one, that one's pretty cool. And the Verka doesn't. Don't know how they dropped the ball on that, but yeah, it doesn't come with it. So I think what I'm going to do is eventually when I do the other one in the Wave Rider mode, I'll probably just save the parts for the launcher. Maybe one day I will get the Verka just to see the hype, and then there you go, I'll have him with that one, because I don't want the paint jobs to be slightly off, because they definitely will be. This one's gonna be painted this way, and then the next one I do is gonna be painted different, because I don't ever want to do 2 paint jobs exactly the same. I think that's kind of boring. So the fun of it is trying to figure out how to keep it fresh and go more specific with what design I'm working with. So, we can change it up a bit. I'm working on the Zeta 2.0. I'm doing some hand-painted details. It's basically done. It's not quite done, but everything is up to the point of top coating. So everything's painted, it's panel line, it's decaled, it's top coated. Now I'm just doing some hand-painted detailing, and then after that, I need to mask off and do some spray-painted detailing, and then finally, it will be done. And I in a decent amount of time. I think I started this, let's see, we're in July. I think I started in May. Maybe April. I think I started painting everything. So that's not too bad for me. I'm trying to speed things up and get things going. That's why I'm doing a lot of hand-painted details on this kit, because I would normally probably just mask it all off just to be as perfect as possible. But I've decided I'm going to try to step up my hand-painting skills for at least little details, just so I can speed up the process, because I really do need to get quicker with this stuff. It does take me quite a few months to get one kit going, and when I want to have a channel where I can at least do one a month, we got to ramp it up. So I don't know, just trying things out, seeing how things work. I'm also trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone on this, and I've got a lot of projects coming out that are going to be for promotional purposes, which will be fun. It's going to be fun to send these out, meet up with some people, and kind of just give them away as kind of an introductory thing. This is me, this is what I do, this is how I do it. Nice to meet you. So I've got a lot of kits that I'm going to be working on that are going to be specifically tied to that, and I think it'll be fun to make kits that I can use for the channel, as well as give them away as gifts as an introduction to other, people in the hobby and people on YouTube and people just online in general who are kind of in all this stuff that I'm into and I want to kind of say hi to, and I think it'd be fun to collaborate with. So one day, you never know. We'll see where it goes. I actually have been checking the latest video today. It's been doing very well, I'm happy to say. It's the Shining Gundam, my HG Shining Gundam critique. It's a critique of my work on it, of the paint job I did. And yeah, it's been doing really well. I found a good sweet spot of when to upload, and I think it's been working to my advantage. And yeah, I'm hoping the channel will just keep growing and growing and growing, and we can just keep on having a good time over here, because that's pretty much all it is. I want to have fun, and this is a good space to do it. It's a nice echo chamber. I think I've said this. I think I'm just repeating myself. Every episode is just, let's put on the War March and just put that on every freaking episode of this podcast, because I'm saying the same thing over and over, and it's been just indoctrinating you. And let me put you into my cult. Join me. Join the creative. Join the collective. Join me. So the next few projects I've got going on for in terms of model kits and stuff, it's actually not going to be a model kit. I'm actually very, very, very excited. It's going to be Bionicle. So what I did is I just went on eBay, found some loose Bionicles, just relatively cheap, not that expensive. I think 20 to 30 bucks, maybe 40. Picked up a couple, and I'm going to paint them up, give them a nice fresh paint job. I'm still going to do the colors that they are. I'm just going to give them, add a little spice in that life, Give it a little color, a little shade, a little lighting. I'm going to work on that. And the nice thing is that they're already partsed up, ready to go. I don't have to sand. I don't have to separate. None of that. It's ready to go. I'm just going to put them on the alligator clips, prime them up, paint them up, add in some masking just to spice things up, give it a little extra flair. I'm thinking about there's some flame, like the flame sword for the red guy, Toa Tahu, and then his upgraded form, Toa Nuva Tahu. They have flame swords, so I'm thinking maybe I'll give it a little flame effect. I don't know. We'll see where we're at when we get to that step, because part of me thinks that might kind of just ruin the vibe that I'm going for, where it's just like a really nice, cool Bionicle thing. And then part of me wants to do that paint job and give it that flame effect, because I think it will add a little bit of depth to it to give it a little bit more life. I did a little experimenting. I already made the thumbnails for these two, so that's another nice little tidbit there, is I'm already done with those. We're done with the thumbnails. I just need to paint them, take pictures and all that, record the video for the channel, obviously, the critique of everything, and then I'm gonna send it around and see how we go with it. Oh yeah, but I already finished thumbnails, so that's very, very nice for me. I don't have to worry about that. But I've been using the thumbnails as kind of a way to experiment with some of the colors and the highlighting and the shading and, again, the effects for the swords, so that way I can play with it and see what's going to work and what might potentially not work. I normally just freeball it when I paint and everything, but since I've already gotten this far with this, I might as well try some things out. That's what I figure, so we'll see how it goes. And I've already gotten some practice in with flame effects with the Goof Saber. I've also done a Heat Hawk for Char's Zaku 2, the Red Custom 2.0. So I've got a little experience with that. And I've also done the GP Rays 210. He's got two giant badass swords that are like heat blades as well. So I've got a little bit of practice here and there with stuff like that, but you never know. I might try it out. I might leave it. I'm so indecisive. Until I'm in the moment actually painting and everything, that's kind of where I start figuring everything out for the most part. Right now, I just lay the foundations of just, all right, what's the next step that needs to be done? And then what's the step after that? And blah, blah, blah. And we kind of just have a basic idea of what I want to do and how I want to do it. And then once we actually get to that step, then it's like, all right, now we're starting to finalize and, plan things out and get everything going. So a little insight into how I tinker about with my little trinkets here and there. Real quick, going back to the Master Grade Zeta, I am thinking about adding on some of the dry transfer decals. I totally forgot that they even existed, just because you don't really see them that much anymore. I am thinking about using the Z's. I don't know. Should I? I'm just trying to see what parts that I could use that for. I'm thinking maybe on the back skirt armor, I could add one. I think that would work on the back skirt. You never see it, but I don't know. Because part of me is thinking about maybe I'll make this one the Wave Rider. I'm thinking what I could potentially do is the next Zeta that I have, the second one that I have in my backlog. I could do that one in the mobile suit mode, depending on how much I like this paint job and the quality and everything. If I think I could do better, which I probably will be able to, I'll just transform this one into the Wave Rider, because I figure either A, I'll at least get to do it once and it'll be fun to enjoy and maybe I won't damage it and there you go. And B, if I do damage it, whatever, it's going to stay that way anyway because now I have this next one. And I do eventually want to sell off some of my kits. It just kind of depends on where I'm at with the collection and everything, because there's, like I said, there's certain ones where I don't mind selling them off, but I do want to document and take picture and film and record everything with the team at least once. And then from there, we can start splintering them off. for the high grade Wing Gundam kits. Like, I want the lineup. I kind of regret passing on the Heavy Arms Kai. It's just so similar that I'll just take pictures of him and with both teams. It's not that big a deal. Same thing with the Sandrock. I actually do have the Sandrock Kai because I did want that gun. That's how badly I wanted that cool, like, submachine gun. I was like, screw it. It's a Sandrock. It's a cool design. It is slightly different, so it's fun to have the Season 1 versus Season 2. That one I felt the need. The Heavy Arms Kai, it's cool. It's super cool. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like the original is just as cool. I know everyone goes crazy over the double-barreled Gatling guns, but add one, add two. As long as it's there, it's cool. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal to me, so I'm happy with that one, but the rest of the team I have. I pre-ordered the Ultron. It just popped up this week. I'm very excited to say that he is sealed away in my pre-order for my P Bandai account, and he'll be here this December, and there you go. We will officially have all of the wing kits, all of the Gundam wing kits. Then from there, we'll just need some of the Oz kits, and then the set will be done. I don't really care one way or the other if they do all the Oz kits. I definitely would buy all of them if they did, but the fact that we have all of the Okawara wing designs, that is what I've been looking for so long, and it's nice to finally have it in a physical format that's a model kit. Because there is the old Bandai B Club kits, but honestly, who even knows where those are these days? I'm sure I can go on eBay and see them and find them, but they're probably really expensive. Just as time goes on, they're model kits that go out of production. I mean, eventually people paint them, build them and everything, and they're just the less there are, the more expensive. And especially with a resin B Club type kit like that, oh my goodness, I'm sure that's just gone. So nice to have it in, good old fashioned plastic form on the market. So that's really cool. Of course, obviously master grades would have been cooler, but you take what you get at this point. I don't know what to tell you. I would love some really cool master grades, but at the same time, my backlog is just so filled with kits that it really doesn't matter one way or the other. So I'm pretty content with what I got. Obviously, if there's cool stuff coming out and I can afford it, why not? I'll get them to an extent. So basically my rule is Wing Gundam, G Gundam, and Mega Man. Those are the three things that if they build it, I will buy it. For the most part, more or less, like I'm pretty much in. Those three series have everything I love and I just want to keep going with them. Everything else, it has to really wow me to make me want to buy it because my backlog is just really filled. I need to get rid of stuff. Once I, fill it up, sell stuff off, go from there, then I can start thinking more about other stuff. But for the most part, I'm pretty good. I've got tons of master grades. I've got a very diverse log of those. SDs, HDs, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Gundam, Dogaram, Digimon, Valkyrie, what is it, Macross, and other stuff. I don't know. I'm sure there's tons of stuff to go through. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I said this all before. Am I just repeating myself? Have I said this? I'm already running out of things to talk about. What else can we talk about? How about we talk about... I actually kind of want to talk about like not the new Lego video game, but just new Lego games in general. I feel like there's kind of a resurgence going on. They've always been popular, but I feel like they're really getting an upgrade in terms of the quality of life aspects and stuff like that. Like I think they're going to go farther now, especially now that Sony is making their own Lego game. Like this new one that's Horizon, was it Zero Dawn? That's what it's based off of. I think it's a Sony game. It's not by the original, was it Telltale, TT, the TT Productions. This is a Sony game, so it'll be interesting to see done in this new company. Not new company, but like by a different company. I think it'll be fun. It'll be a fun direction, and my only concern is I really like the Lego games in that they don't really reflect any other video game material. For example, it started off with Star Wars, which is typically a movie. That's basically, when you think Star Wars, it's a movie media. So that's based off a movie. And then Indiana Jones, same thing. That's definitely a movie type thing. And then The Incredibles, that's movie based. Pirates of the Caribbean, even just the Marvel stuff in general. Like the Marvel, they literally did it based off of the MCU. So there's Marvel movies, and then the Marvel stuff, the DC stuff. It's all great and I love it all, but that's what I love about it, is that it's not based off of another video game franchise. So like if I want to play Horizon, I'll play Horizon, right? And if I want to play Lego, I'd play one of these things. So basically what I've been thinking is, Jurassic Park, I just didn't want to leave that out. Jurassic Park, that's another one. So the next topic I really want to get into is, what if the next Lego series, if it's based off of like a TV show, comic book, whatever, for different franchise, what would I like it to be? And I'm kind of thinking, Harry Potter, that's another one. They already did Harry Potter. I had another one. Watchmen no, that's too adult though. Well, I don't know. Is Lord of the Rings mature? No, I guess not. I don't know. because they did Lord of the Rings. That's another. I don't even know if I said that one. The Hobbit, you know. So it's a cool. They've already got a cool library. I'm just trying to think of like what else could they do if I got to pick. I was trying to think Back to the Future. I thought that would be a really cool franchise to kind of piggyback off of Indiana Jones and Star Wars and all that. But the only thing is, I was trying to think about it in terms of a video game, and I don't know like how would Back to the Future translate to a video game. There is some action, but I don't know. I don't know if there's enough to justify being able to make it into an entire series that you would play through. Because the thing about the Lego games is they're very level heavy. They're very big about their character catalog and having fun levels. And while I do think Back to the Future definitely has potential for fun levels, I think they do have a decent library they can work with. Nothing too crazy. But like, again, I don't know if it's going to be enough to justify an entire game's worth because they go hard. Anywhere they've been in like the Star Wars movies, you can pretty much go. And even the shows and the games and all that, you can pretty much go there throughout the video games. And it's the same thing with Lord of the Rings. If they've been there in the movies, you can pretty much be there in the games, and there's a lot to work with. Back to the Future, I don't know. Can you make an entire level out of just the clock tower? Can you make an entire level out of just like the diner? These are the type of things that I think about. And I don't know if you can. Biff's Casino, you could definitely make an entire level out of Biff's Casino. That I think would be really cool. Same thing with the Old West. You could probably get away with that, but just it would be probably like 3 or 4 big levels, and then that's kind of it for the entire game. I don't know. Maybe they could do more, but I just don't know. The school, maybe they can make the school part of it. There could be something there, but I think it would take a lot more work than I have available. Someone with much more know-how of level design and Back to the Future could probably do something more, but off the top of my head, I can't really think of something, so I don't know. That's a maybe for me. Honestly, if they want to break it down, I think Teen Titans alone, Green Lantern and Teen Titans alone could be their own spin-off things. They do have the Batman series that started the DC wave, but I think honestly, especially Green Lantern, that could be its own series, going to all the different planets, exploring Oa as the big old hub world. Mogo could be another hub world that they can go to. The entire lineup would just be different Green Lanterns. I get that would be boring, but like I would not have a problem with just having 200 different Green Lanterns that all had essentially the same abilities, but just different animations. Give them all different animations. That would be fun. All the different constructs and stuff, just make it unique, and that'd be fun. Same thing, another 100 like Yellow Lanterns where their powers are probably about the same, let's be honest, but just unique animations. And then Red Lanterns, Blue Lanterns, Indigo, they could all have different ones. I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential there for different abilities and different character designs and all that. Like, Lego doesn't have to be that crazy with its playability. Like, you definitely want to have it fun and puzzle-oriented and everything, but you don't have to go crazy with everybody having their own unique abilities. I think it's fair to say that they can have like 12 different classes, and then within those classes, break it up to having, split up 500 different characters amongst those classes. I think that's fair. I don't know. They don't have to do 12. Less than 12 is fine. I'm just saying like 12 is the most that they would need to go. I don't know. I'm there for the animations and for like the little Legos designs and the building and all that. It's just a fun game to be in. So I'm okay with the simplicity of it. So I think Green Lantern would be a really good jumping off point there. Teen Titans is another one. They have a huge backlog of lore and characters, and there's been all these different team ups and everything. So that's another one where I think it would be fun to explore the Teen Titans, just like comic books, make levels based off of that, story based off of that. And then same thing basically like they did with the DC supervillains, just make levels based off of their stories and characters, and then just explore. I guess because they have the DC supervillain thing, it would be kind of hard to make them unique from that. That's already got a huge extensive catalog of characters. I don't know. I think there's something to be there. Or at least maybe DLC. I don't know. Maybe just update DLC and make new plot lines and new levels and stuff. That could be really fun. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. They've already done pretty much everything you can with Marvel. I think they've pretty much nailed it with Marvel. There's really nothing else you could do there. I was going to say Invincible. I don't know. That probably wouldn't make it. Invincible's just way too gory, way too rated R. It'd be fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there'd be mods and all that, but it just wouldn't fit. I don't know. It'd be fun, but would it fit the tone? Can we make it work? Because they'd have to I guess they don't have to tone down the humor and all that, but if they want to keep their core audience, they would, because it's definitely not me. But I still enjoy it. I'm getting back into it. I want to have fun with these games, and I think they'd be great for the channel. That are just fun, colorful games that I want to be in. I want to be in those worlds. I want to just immerse myself in them and have a good time with them. So look forward to that on the channel. I can tell you that right now. But let's see, what other good movie franchises? I'm just trying to think movies. I guess The Mummy. Oh, Lego The Mummy. they've got enough movies where they could do that. If they could do Indiana Jones, they could do The Mummy. Because that's another one that's like action-packed. Like every movie, you're there for like the cool mummy stuff, but you're definitely also there to see Brendan Fraser show up and do something like swing across the screen, fight a guy, whatever he does. And then I'd be down for that. I don't know. I'm just saying I would be showdown for a Mummy Lego series. So that's another one where, again, it treads that 100% for adults, and it's not 100% for kids, but both can really enjoy it. I think if you want to stick to that kind of Disney fine line type of deal, because that's a Universal property actually. So I don't know how that works, but I think that'd be fun if they did that. Transformers, that was another one. I think Transformers would make a really good Lego franchise for the Lego video games, at least. I don't know about for the toys and all that. I know the Lego toys typically kind of suck, but I think in terms of like a video game, I think a Lego Transformers video game would be really cool. Because again, they could have just a solid amount of different classes to interact with and have different abilities and all that. But at the end of the day, the character designs and all that, they don't have to be all that different because they have that basic minifigure brick design. And then you just give them different colors, schematics and all that. And there you go. So I think there could be something there. I think a Lego Transformers franchise could be cool. Who knows? Who knows what they do after Horizon? I wouldn't put it past them. One day, I don't think anytime soon, but I could see that happening one day. I'm trying to think of what else would make a really cool Lego franchise. Oh, Ben 10. I don't know. Lego Ben 10. I think that'd be fun. I think Ben 10 as a video game would just be a cool franchise on itself. I do have a couple of PSP Ben 10 games that are okay. Like one of them was pretty fun. The other one was just okay. If some big time like AAA title company, whatever, got their hands on Ben 10, there could be really something there. Because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter about what the subject matter is. It's just about the developers. If they can make a fun game, you just put whatever skin on it and that's fine. So we can just get a good team to make a Ben 10 game. I'm in. I don't know what to tell you. I'd be in for that. That's a really cool franchise that's just kind of there. Like, I know it has a really solid fan base, which is cool. It's just not really going anywhere because the IP is just sitting there. Like, I don't know. It's owned by, I assume, Cartoon Network. I don't know how that all works. I don't know. That's just one of those things that's just kind of in the ether. It's like Banjo-Kazooie. It's just kind of in the ether. And Donkey Kong 64. Like, who's allowed to use it when? I don't know, but I'm just going to figure out a way to do it and do it myself. My mind is just kind of going a million miles. My mind is just going. My mind is going a million miles a minute. I can't think. I can't talk. I'm sitting here sweating like a crazy man. I'm recording this podcast, and once it's done, I'm going to rustle me up some dinner, some good old chicken and potatoes, and make myself a nice little sandwich, throw in some brie. I think I've talked about this. I don't know, man. I'm just going to stop saying that. I feel like I'm just talking about this every day. I'm going crazy. I can't think. I just can't think straight. Just to shift topics back into model kits for a second. I do have a Zoids Command Wolf just ready to go. The parts are all separated. I just need to start painting it. The only thing is I really want to work on the Bionicle stuff first. That's kind of more of a priority just because, again, I want to use that for marketing and promoting purposes. And I think that's kind of more important right now because I'm getting some decent steam, like I said, with my videos. They're picking up. I think YouTube's noticing a pattern with me posting and it's kind of working. So I kind of want to just keep that flow going. So I'm going to work towards more promotional stuff first. I want to do the Bionicles next because I think they'll be pretty quick. I don't have too many crazy ideas for them. I mostly just want to paint them because how often do you see a Bionicle or any Lego get painted? It's not a common thing. It's pretty rare. So I think that'll be a fun thing to take a look at and show off. There's a few channels that focus on Lego that I think will get a kick out of it. I think they'll have a good time with taking a look at a painted Bionicle. That's the next few projects I got going on. And then after that, I'm thinking the Command Wolf. I'm just going to get it out of the way. I just really want to do it. I've never done a Zoids. So that's the big thing. I've never done a Zoids, and I figure the Command Wolf is a really good jumping on point. It's simple in terms of when I look at the piece count, it looks like it has way less pieces than most other Zoids as far as I can tell. So I feel like that's going to keep it to a quicker of a build. And then also, again, like, it's, I guess, a grunt. I don't know. I'm not too big on my Zoids. I've watched some Zoids. I've watched a decent amount of the episode. I'd say, when I say decent, I mean like 17 to 20, which I think is a good amount. But I know that there's a lot more, so don't get crazy on me. I feel like I know enough to say that it's a grunt, right? The Command Wolf's a grunt type, not suit, but Zoid robot. I figured that'd be a good one to try out, and I am gonna do it what do you call him? The black and red one. That guy, the main guy. He's got the eye patch. He's the cool, bounty hunter guy. Wilshire. What's his name? Something Oxnard. He's got his name is like a city. I can't think of it. It's like a school or something. But that guy, I'm gonna do his and his custom color scheme. And yeah, that'll be cool. And like I said, I want to just dip my toes into Zoids because there is a bunch of other custom Zoids that I want to do. And this will be a nice way to kind of figure out how they work and all that to go about them. That's kind of why I'm doing it like this. So I want to do those Bionicles first as just kind of a palette cleanser. I've been doing this master grade and just putting a lot of work into it. And I just want to do 2 little simple Bionicles, knock them out, get them ready. We'll do what I got to do with them and then do the Zoids because I know that that's going to be a little bit more complex. I know Zoids in general can be a bit more tricky just because they are Kotobukiya. They're a little bit more fancy and I do like that. I appreciate that. So I'm going to have to try that out. Again, it's the first one ever. So I'm going to be really trying to figure things out as I go. And then once I do that, I'm thinking real grade Sananju. Don't hold me to it. Once I get these the Zeta done, I'm going to start prepping the real grade Sananju, sanding it, getting all clipped out and everything because I'm going to be doing a custom for that too. I'm not going to go and spoil nothing because it's going to be a while. Like I said, I've got like 3 other projects I got to work on beforehand. Yeah, that's going to be a custom color scheme for the Sananju. It's not custom in general. I didn't make up this color scheme, but I'm going to be using it for this Sananju. From there, I've got some bigger news on what I'm going to do with that Sananju. It's going to be a good time. I'm really excited. It's going to be big for the channel. That's what I'm saying. This is going to be one of those promotional ones where it's going to be, I think, big for the channel. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll be big old flat dud, but I'm going to get a kick out of it, and that's what's important. And honestly, I would have never done a Sananju. I'm just being honest. I would have never done the real grade Sananju if not for this project, just because I have the master grade OVA. It looks freaking awesome. It's a master grade. I'm excited to do it. That's kind of where all I needed from that. And then also, because the fact that this Sananju real grade uses the Mark II inner frame, which normally I wouldn't care, but because that just has nothing to do with the Sananju, like their frames are just nothing alike, like there's no connection to them. That's where the problem lies, is like, okay, well, we're just forcing the armor to fit on these pieces, and that's kind of an issue. So I've heard that about this kit. I'm hoping by painting it, that'll help mitigate it. Maybe, I noticed that by painting kits, they kind of just, you don't mess with them, they just sit there, they're fine. I don't know. I've heard that there is some issues with that, and I am curious to see for myself, but we'll go from there. Again, it's going to be a while. I got a few other projects in the works, but we're going to get there when we get there. It'll be out when it's out. It's done when it's done. I'm really excited to finish this podcast because I want to eat. Like, that's really what it is. I'm freaking starving here, and I just want to eat. Work is work. We got to get this done. I got a busy weekend ahead of me. Got a lot of work to do on this model kit. So what I got to do here is tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and start painting up the last of the hand-painted detailings for this model kit for the Master Grade Zeta 2.0 that I'm working on. And once I finish the hand-painted detailings, from there, I can start masking. And there is actually a decent amount of masking that I need to do. So I really want to get to that because the nice thing is the only masking that does need to be done is like big masking. That's why it's not being hand-painted, is because it's bigger sections that it'll be way too obvious and it'll look bad. So I'm going to airbrush them, spray paint them, make it nice and crisp and even, and there you go. So because they are bigger sections, that inherently makes it easier to mask, which is really nice. It'll make it a quicker process. So I'm really hoping that if I get started tomorrow, which is Saturday, I can finish the masking by the following Saturday, which will be a week, and then I can put on the final touches of airbrushing and then be done. Take off the masking tape, put it together, boom, it's done, and then we just move on to the next project. I don't know if that's going to happen. Again, there's still a fair amount of masking to do. A week might not be enough time, and it might need more. We'll see how it goes. By the end of July, I'm really thinking by the end of July, this kit will be done, and then I can move on. I'm just trying to finish it because, like, again, I have so many projects that'll be great for networking, promoting, and marketing and all that stuff, and I'm just really excited to get to them and get them going because it'll be a fun time to do and get to meet people. I'm going to have some palette cleansers in between because I thought about it, and if I just crank out all these kits that are mostly for work purposes, they are going to be fun, but it is mostly for work purposes. That's not going to be so much fun. So I'm going to probably do 2 or 3 kits that I'm going to be doing for promotional purposes, and then do a kit or 2 in between. That's just like, okay, what's one that I'm in the mood for? Like, I want to do a G Gundam kit. Like, I'm thinking about doing a G Gundam kit within the next year or 2, just because I love that series. I freaking love that series. There's finally getting some real love towards it, and I want to get some stuff going. Same thing with Wing. There's a lot of great Wing kits that I have that I really want to work on. Leos, they would be quickies. Those ones are meant to be simple, quick builds that I think I could have a lot of fun with putty. I'm trying to hold back on doing putty work on Gundams just because Gundam designs are pretty intricate, and when you do the putty work, that just leaves it easy to be split and ruined, and it's just a waste of time. It just kind of varies. On a standard Gundam design, they're pretty intricate, so I don't know if it's worth the effort, at least on the arms. I feel like the legs, you can put in the putty work and fill in the seams, and they're not really going anywhere. They're pretty stocky. They're pretty chunky. They're pretty just one big block. You're pretty good there. It's really just the forearms where there's smaller pieces that you kind of have to mess with, the pose with the wrist and the hands and everything and the elbows. It kind of gives it room for splitting, and it just feels like such a waste of time at that point. I've only had it happen on a small amount of times, but it does happen. But with the Leos, I feel like they're so simplistic in their design that I can get away with filling them with putty with the seams, and it'll work relatively well. I'm not foreseeing any issues there, so we'll see. I don't know. We're gonna see how we are when we get there. It's gonna be a while. I went crazy and just bought a ton of Leos back when they were first out. Like I bought, I think 3 sets where it comes with a Leo plus all the parts. And the reason I bought 3 sets is because I wanted to have 3 of each. 3 air Leos, I wanted to have 3 ground Leos, and I wanted to have 3 space Leos. And I think it'd be fun to have those up with the real grade Tall Geese and the high grade P Bandai Leo S. That would be really awesome to have some pictures and videos and stuff like that where I have those displays going on. Like I said, I'm a big fan of these mobile suits. It's not even necessarily the shows. I think the shows are great. I really do love them, but it's the designs. I'm a big fan of all of these really cool, fun, unique designs. I can't say the same for 00. I can't say the same for Seed. I do love the Gundam designs from those series, but in terms of all of the other suits, the same thing with Iron-Blooded Orphans. There's just a lot of non-Gundam designs that I don't really care for. I don't think they're that cool, but when it comes to the Wing series with the Oz designs, I'm on board 100%. Love them all. Give me all of them. You make them, I'll buy them. The only exceptions really are like they have the Ares, which is awesome. I definitely want the Ares. But there's like a variant where it's like a lieutenant, I think. It's some officer has their own custom color scheme, which is cool. I just don't feel the need to have hers along with the standard one. I think the standard one is pretty awesome on its own, and I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to probably just get one and call it a day. Because there's just so many awesome suits and designs and everything, and I just don't have time to do all of them at once. Like, I really think I'm going to die before I could finish everything in my backlog. And I don't even have everything that I want. There's still more that I'm getting and blah, blah, blah. Base EXE from Mega Man Battle Network. Come on now. I'm getting that. 100% I'm getting that. You're crazy. Oh my goodness. If nothing else, just to support the line. I got the Roll EXE. So excited to do that one. I was really on the fence if I was getting Roll. Because on the one hand, I really don't care for girl figures. They do nothing for me. Sorry. I know there's a big fan base for them. Good for you. Enjoy them. Have fun. I know that there's a lot of them. They're just typically not for me. I like super robots and stuff and Gundam and stuff like that. That's more of what I'm into. But Roll, I don't know, man. She falls in the line of like robot. I don't look at her and just see like a girl figure. I look at her and I see like a character. You don't have Mega Man without Roll. They're a team. And I love like pink and blue together. Like it looks great. I'm so excited. I'm so glad I got her. I'm going to paint her up. I'm going to paint him up. They're going to look great. Base is coming out. That's already been confirmed. We've seen the sculpts. That's just a matter of time. I'm so excited to have that one. Let's be honest. Let's really be honest with ourselves. Let's just be between you and me. Don't tell nobody else this. But I'm going to tell you right now, you're crazy if you don't think that they're making a Proto Man. Like, how are they going to make Roll, Mega Man, and Base and not make a Proto Man? They have to. It has to be coming. We're running out of X characters. Let's just look at that real quick. I want to talk about that. We're running out of X characters. On the one hand, like, I love X. Don't get me wrong. I'm getting all the suits. We're going to have a cool display and all that and stuff and blah, 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 blah. But, like, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready. Please, let us finally move on to other Mega Man related stuff. Thank goodness. We got the Mega Man EXE series. I freaking love that franchise, specifically the EXE. I love those designs, and I've always wanted to have toys of them as a kid. They did exist. It was just one of those things where it was a wrong place, wrong time. I was just never there when they were available. So it was just, one of those there's a bunch of franchises that I just never got into as a kid because, like, I saw the commercials. I wanted the toys. I saw them online in magazines. I wanted them, but just when I was at the store, they weren't. I don't know what to tell you. So it's nice to finally, have something on the shelf that's like Mega Man. I'm so excited for this. This is awesome. That being said, I'm probably going to pass on the Mega Man 11 ones. I don't know. I really don't know. We haven't seen colored pictures of those yet, so it's really hard to say. I really do want them, but at the same time, I really do want a bunch of other Mega Man related characters. So I don't know if I can really fill up the backlog with more of the same, Like X, I can get away with that. There's a lot to love about the different X designs, but the Mega Man 11 designs, they are very cool. Do not get me wrong. If I had all the time and all the space and all the money in the world, I would 100% get them and all that. But with, limited options, I don't know, man. I just don't know. We'll see. I'm still alive. The world is still here. The sun is still up. Who's to say what's going to happen in the future? Maybe I'll get them. Like I said, once we get colored images, I kind of feel like that's going to change my mind, but we'll see. When it comes to the EXE line, that's kind of my focus. Like base, oh my goodness. That was just, when they announced that. When they showed off base, not just regular base EXE, oh, that's so cool. The only thing, we haven't seen a full release of it. It could still be coming along. I would freaking love it if they had, what's the name, Gospel? I think it's the Gospel, like, not even the full kit. I would love a Gospel. Don't get me wrong. I would love a Gospel kit if they made, like, the big wolf that is Gospel, that's made of all the bug viruses. I would love that as a kit alone. The size of a Liger model kit. That would be so awesome. And it's Kotobukiya. They could do it. So maybe, who knows? That would be awesome on its own, but I would love it if base came with accessories where you could plug those into his arms. The only thing is, though, why I don't think that's going to happen, or at the very least, if they do, it'll be one head. I don't think you could do a double Gospel Buster. I don't know what you want to call it. Just because in terms of the manga and the video game, they faked it 100%. If you look at the panels and you look at the show and you look at the game, it doesn't fit. The heads are way too big for his hands to turn into two of those heads and fit in frame and all that, like, especially in the manga. Like, if you look at the manga, you'll see the panels. Things are just overlapped in a weird way where it would not look good in a physical, actual form. So I could see them not doing it, or at the very least doing one. But yeah, that would be really cool. Or make a Gospel model kit of the, like I said, like a Zoid-sized Gospel model kit, and have that come with parts to make, like, just the head for Base's arm. Here's like a $60 to $80 model kit. People are probably going to pass on. There are fans that, like I said, not as hardcore as I am, that are like, I like Mega Man, but I don't need this guy. For me, that's I will definitely take him. I'll pre-order him day one. But if they add in that feature, you'd probably snag a few more people on. They'd definitely be down for it. Like I said, I'm 100% in. I would love a Gospel to go along with it. Hub form Mega Man, hello. Why are we not getting that? Where are you? I might actually just get the dark version of Mega. Oh, but then the eyes. The only thing is the eyes don't work because he has to have green eyes for the hub form. You know what? Yeah, I'll hold off. I'll hold off just because the hub form is a bit more, at least in the manga. Was he in the show? He might not have been in the show. I don't know. In the manga, the hub form had a much more mature look to him. The face and the eyes were done a little bit different, and I think he was a little bit taller just to give it a bit more of an adult vibe. And yeah, I think that'd be really cool in model kit form if they just, because the eyes are already tampographed on, they're not water slides, which is unfortunate. But because that is the case, if they did re-release this Mega Man design, I would be fine if they did in the same size. They don't have to change the scale or anything. But if they gave it like just different eyes, like I said, it's just a tampograph. Just give them those green eyes that are a bit more adult, a little bit smaller, more firm, a little more aggressive, And then there you go. Maybe throw in a couple extra effect parts so it looks more like the hub style. Because I do have the Sentinel one, and that is just a straight up recolor, which is a bit of it, like I said, a little bit of disappointment just because in the manga itself, there is a noticeable difference in their physical appearance in terms of, he looks more mature. So I think it's cool. But yeah, where's that in model kit? I'd buy it 100%. Like I said, I'm in. Battle Network, Mega Man Battle Network, I'm in. Let me give it to me. Double Souls, I want a Gut Soul Mega Man. I want a Guts Man. I want a Heat Man, a Fireman. I want Fireman. I want him in all his forms. Wood Man, Shadow Man, all of them. Ooh, give me all of them. Laser Man, ooh, I want them all. Give him everyone. Because I'm in. That's a line where I'm in. Cut Man, honestly, like, he doesn't look that different from his standard Robot Master, but still, I'd take him. I'll take a Cut Man. Like, there's just so many good. Tengu Man. Could you imagine Tengu Man? Oh, could you imagine a Mega Man 8 Tengu Man? I would love Mega Man 8, like, model kits. That's another one where, like, yes, we have Mega Man from Mega Man 11, but I would be down. If they needed enough changes, I would be down for a Mega Man 8 Mega Man. I feel like there's enough difference to those two designs where you can get away with making that one in that proportions with those facial features and all that. I'd buy it. I 100% buy it. If you sold me a Mega Man 8 Mega Man, I'd buy that. And then if you sold me the Robot Masters, oh my, a Search Man from that one, the dual-headed Search Man, come on now. I would buy it 100%. I'm in. Star Force, where's Mega Man Star? Oh, I would buy a Mega Man Star Force. I would buy Mega Man from Mega Man Star Force with Geo as his own, like, civilian self. I'd buy that as its own thing with an Omegasys. Oh my goodness. I'm just thinking about the display on that one. Oh my goodness gracious. Wonderful. Beautiful. I would 100% be on board for that. Because they're all unique, every single one. That's the fun thing about the Mega Man franchise is they're all so completely different, but like the core is so there that you can see it. You can see past the differences and see the similarities, and it just works. It just works. Star Force and Legends, I will say, probably go the farthest from everything, but they still work. And I will admit, I was one of those guys that when Star Force first came out, I was like, I'm out. What is this? No, this ain't Battle Network. Not my Mega Man. Get out of here. But once I actually played it, I was like, yeah, you know what? Man, it's pretty fun. I gotta admit, it was a pretty fun time. I'm digging this. I'm into it. And it was a really great time. I was obsessed. Got it. Beat it. Second one came out. Got it. Beat it. Third one. Oh, I'm in. So those are games that I also want to play for the channel. That's another thing. I don't have a single doubt in my mind that one day we will have a Star Force collection. We have pretty much every other collection. It's pretty much just Star Force and Legends, and I think we'll get both. I don't think we'll get a Legends 3. I think that's... I don't know. I'm not going to say never, but I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. But I think we could definitely see the Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 games in some sort of Steam Switch format. I think that's going to happen. So be patient. I think we can get that. I would love to play them for the channel. I'd love to have the model kits, like I said, of all the different forms of Geo. Oh my goodness. And all his different forms from all the different games. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? So many cool forms. I'd buy all the FMians and AMians. Same thing. I would buy the split up. I would buy the 2-pack. It would be a 2-pack. All right. I'd buy a 2-pack of the humans in their civilian form, and then the FMians in their like alien form, and then I'd buy a separate kit of them when they're combined. Oh my freaking goodness. Kotobukiya, every day that you're just not doing that, you're just losing money. I'm telling you that right now. Put it out there and I will buy it 100%. 100%. I am 100% on board. Oh my. Star Force designs, I am all about. I'm into it. 100%. Same thing with Legends. I would so buy all the different Legends designs. They had such a great aesthetic with that weird piratey look. The Bontron family, what are they called? The Bones? The Tron Bond family. I would buy all of them. All the kids with their mechs and everything. They made an airship. Oh my goodness. I might buy an airship. If they did like a One Piece style like model kit airship, but that like you can open up. That's what they need to do with One Piece, by the way, real quick. While we're talking about the ships, if they did a Tron Bond, whatever, airship, and then they did like the One Piece ships the same, where it was like you can have the ship as is, but then like break it up into like 4 quadrants where it splits into 4, like a cake. Like you take a slice off and then you can see the inside of the ship, and like this is Zoro's room, this is Luffy's room, this is, you know, whatever. This is the kitchen, that would be so cool. Or better yet, ditch the ship altogether. Just give me a giant section of the ship that I could like, is a model kit that I could paint up with like a static Sanji figure that's posed where he's like cooking or something, and like Nami is like sitting down reading something or working on something. You know, I think that'd be really cool. And the same thing with the Mega Man stuff. Like give them dioramas. Maybe that's the next step in model kits, is dioramas, where you get the kit on its own. That's the thing, is I don't know if these companies like Bandai would do something like this. Maybe as a P Bandai, where we would just have a diorama set that's like a model kit. It's straight up like a model kit, but it's just like a scene where you can then buy these separate model kit to put in the scene. I would 100% be for it. I know a lot of people would be for it. I don't know if it'd be enough to be worth their time. Bandai's numbers are so big these days that like, do they care about the people that are going to buy the diorama? Like, I don't know. I remember Hot Toys showed off some diorama bases for, I think The Mandalorian was where the bases were from. I don't think they ever saw the light of day. And honestly, I don't think they ever will. That's a big ask, because I really don't know. Like, you can get a lot of fans into Hot Toys for like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Star Trek, Marvel, DC. That's a given. I can give you that. You can even get them to buy the vehicles. There was a time where I was going to get the DeLorean from Back to the Future with all the Back to the Future figures. There was a time that was going to happen. There's another timeline where that did happen. But you know what? I decided to pass. At the same time, I don't think they ever have a hard time with selling that. I think the DeLorean, I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure it probably sells pretty well. That's just a given on that. I think they can get away with that. I don't think they can get away with an entire diorama scene. One thing I think would be cool for Hot Toys would be scale modeled a ship. Instead of doing just a diorama like a piece of a room, do an entire ship, like I'm saying, like the One Piece size, but like the Black Pearl. Wouldn't that be cool? Like, imagine if Hot Toys did a Black Pearl that's, I don't know, 1.5 feet long, maybe 2 feet long. Maybe 3 feet. 2.5, 3 feet. We'll say 2.5, 3 feet long. Imagine a Black Pearl that size by Hot Toys. That would be pretty sick. with all the details and everything. I don't know, man. I might be down for that. I wouldn't buy it, but I'd be down to see. That's the problem though. Like I said, I wouldn't buy it. That's just it. I'm not rolling in the money, man. Like, if I was stupid rich, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and all that, I'd have every Hot Toys. I'd have a Hot Toys room. I'd have a Model K room. I'd have everything. 100%. I'd be supporting everything at all times. But I'm just little old me working with what I got. And what I got is model kits. I like model kits. So I just figure if I'm going to spend the money, I might as well enjoy the process of making it to my liking. I don't know. I think there's a fun factor in that where it's just like I get to decide on the decals. I get to decide on the paint job. I get to decide on the details. All that stuff. Like, there's a fun to that I enjoy doing. That's kind of why I got out of Hot Toys. Was part of it was just they're expensive as fuck. And then part of it was just like, you know what? I wasn't getting what I wanted out of it. Like, I was appreciating the detail and what they had to offer, but I wanted to do it myself. That's just where I'm at now. Now I'm doing it myself and I'm really enjoying it. What can I say? I've got all these pieces here laid out and I'm just enjoying just taking pictures of them and their pieces and seeing the work I've done on them. I like doing the work in progresses. I like seeing what paints I use. I like buying up all the paints, having all the different paints up on my display and just looking at ideas that I can just look at paint and get ideas from the paint. I look at a color and think, what model kit would this color look good on? And then from there, it just takes off. So that's just kind of my process and I really enjoy it. I don't know. I'm hoping we can do more in the future. I really want to do work in progress. I really do. The only thing is it's finding the time because those videos, work in progress videos, require a lot of focus and experience. And I think I'm just not quite ready. I think that's just what it is I just need a little bit more practice before I can get there because you need to be able to work on the part while showing the camera what's happening. And that's much easier said than done. Trust me, I've tried. It's much easier said than done. Spray painting, I don't know. Airbrushing, that I could probably get away with. The only thing with airbrushing is I have to do it outside. I don't have like a setup. I don't have an indoor setup. So it would just be a pain to get the angles and the lighting all right. But once it's there, I don't think there'd be an issue. But in terms of like showing you how to do at least decals, that's my big concern is decaling. I feel like that's a big thing that I really want to put in a work in progress. I think that's worth seeing and worth visualizing so people get an idea of how to do it. It's just really hard to do on camera when you have to have your hands at a certain spot and your head at a certain spot so that way the camera can see what your hands are doing. Because if your head's blocking everything, well, then what are we doing here? So having an over the shoulder, I don't know would necessarily be the right call. So I'm trying to figure out the right angle for stuff like that. Same thing with hand painting details. Like I have to have the part right up in my face so I don't mess it up. And so I need to figure out a way where I can angle everything where I can see what I'm doing, but so can the camera so that way you can see what I'm doing. And then in terms of doing like the voiceover and everything, that I don't have an issue with. I think that'd be really easy. That I can bust out pretty well. It's just a matter of getting the angles and the camera right. So we'll see how things go from there. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm like freaking passing out. I'm struggling to keep my eyes open just because I'm starving. I really want to eat. I'm hungry. I think I'm going to have myself a nice little snack and make myself a dinner. Good old chicken and potato sandwich. And it's going to be a good time. I'm ready to do it. And until next time, we'll